Welcome back. I'm sure by now you've seen the Chipotle meal prep hack. Well, I have a better one for you, something that you can do at home yourself, a lot healthier and a lot more less expensive. So stay tuned.
If looks could kill, if looks could kill.
So today I'm going to be showing you a meal prep hack. I recently started a meal prep company about 4 years ago, and it's been going good. So, uh, what I'd like to do is make meals that are healthy. I always wanted to bring something to the meal prep business that hadn't been seen yet. Most meal prep companies sell you frozen meals that they get shipped to your house. You defrost them, you throw them in the microwave, and you eat them. But the taste was way off. Like me being a chef, I knew that I could do a meal prep, but do it better. But how? So I had to figure out how I can still get the freshest and great quality ingredients and get them to the consumer the same day. So what I came up with was the idea of making a meal prep that I cook the morning of and the customer picks up that same day. So there's no defrosting, there's none of that. It's straight fresh to table. And it's only a 2-minute microwave deal. So simple. The second thing is cost. Meal prep businesses, they make a lot of money. The reason they make the money is because they're giving you very low quality ingredients and they're not giving you the right amount of macros. So a meal might say you get 40 grams of protein, but it really probably isn't. Because are they figuring out the raw weight, the cook weight? What are they doing? And that's something that I wanted to take the guesswork out of for the consumer. So what I did, I came up with a price system that was very easy. $10 for chicken, $11 for shrimp, $12 for salmon. But that included 40 grams of protein and about 40 grams of carbs, and depending on what you chose, very low fat, and then all house-made sauces. So lately, what I've been seeing is everyone's doing this Chipotle craze where you go Chipotle, buy the carry-out meal, and then you break it into meals. And people are saying they can get down their meals to like almost $10 a meal. It's nearly impossible. The reason I say that is because people are putting in, God knows how many grams of chicken into their meal. If you're only getting 20 grams of protein per meal, that's not really a good, healthy meal. A good, healthy meal is at least 40 grams, all the way up to like 60, depending on what your goals are and if you're a male or female or your body weight, I should say, also. So I'm going to show you today how to make the burrito bowl, which is almost like a chicken fajita without the tortillas, at home. Very easy and very quick. And this meal ends up costing you roughly $3. That's it. So stay tuned.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is cook some rice. We want to get the process started right away. So I'm going to do about 1 cup of rice, 1 1/4 cup of water, turn it on and start cooking. The ingredients we're going to need are chicken thighs, onion, 1 green bell pepper, a little bit of smoked jalapeno seasoning, olive oil, kosher salt. So the first thing we're going to do is take our green pepper and break it down. You can see I'm taking both ends off, removing the stem. Now I'm going to follow the vein of the pepper and keep on taking it down sideways. This is the easiest way where you get no seeds. I'm going to take an easy julienne cut. If you don't know julienne, basically slice it. Just slice it up, make it easy for yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's, just get it done. Sometimes we want things to be real pretty, but this is meal preps. This is just get it done, get it out the way. We're trying to get this meal over and done fast. Next, the onion. We're going to break this down sideways. Instead of slicing it the opposite way, this gives you nice little pieces. It's a sweet onion, so the sugar is going to be great. Take your chicken thighs, put them on a plate, and we're going to season them up. We're not going to use any oil on this because it already has enough fat. So start off with the kosher salt. Then we're going to add our special seasoning, the smoked jalapeno. If you don't have that, you can use any other special seasoning you have. But I feel this one gives it a little bit more of that fajita taste. Make sure you season it on both sides. So add the kosher salt to both sides, the jalapeno seasoning to both sides. That way it's even. It's like taking a bath or a shower. You clean both sides all the time. Next, we're going to head over to our skillet and put our chicken thighs in first. We want to start them off because this process is about 12 minutes long, so 6 minutes on each side. turn on your wok on the other side. If you don't have a wok, a saute pan will work fine, because we're going to try to work as if we were in a professional kitchen where we're trying to get everything done at the same time possible to save time. So we're going to add our olive oil here. We're going to add our sweet onions and start sauteing those up. The onions are going to caramelize but not burn. It's very different. Some people look at onions and they're like, they have to be burnt. Caramelize is what you're looking for. The sugar in the onion comes out when you're cooking it, and that's what gives you that caramel taste and that caramel color. So this process just takes a little bit of time. You do want to season your onions with salt and the secret seasoning, of course, and saute it back and forth. This is going to keep the onions from sticking to the pan. You don't want them to stick to the pan because it gives it, that burnt taste. That's where you do get them burnt. You can see they're starting to get a little bit translucent, but you still need a little bit more. You need to keep on cooking these nicely through. The heat on the stove is set to medium, that way it doesn't burn. I'm gonna add my peppers at this point. The reason I'm adding them at this point is because I don't want the peppers to cook all the way through, if that makes sense. The onions, yes, raw onion, it doesn't taste well in your mouth, but the pepper, you want it to still have a little bit of a bite to it. So by cooking them at the last second, it still preserves them. Don't get me wrong, you still want that smoky taste, so you have to get that nice little sear on them, but you want to make sure that they're not like soft and gooey and like baby food. So take your time. This process takes some time. Now at this point, it's about 6 minutes in. Now it's time to flip over your chicken thighs. You can see how caramelized they were on one side. These are boneless chicken thighs with very minimal skin, so the fat content isn't that high. Now we got to keep it cooking for another 6 minutes on this side. At this point, the rice is done. So you can see the process. You got to time it out. Start your rice first, then start cooking. I already cut the chicken to make it quick for us for this recipe. I want to make sure this video is quick. So now with these two microwavable containers, I'm going to add some rice. I'm going to add enough rice to each side, which I'm going to take my rice and basically divide it in half, because I'm only going to do a quarter cup of raw rice to cook rice. So we started off with a cup of rice. So what I did is just grab a quarter for each one of the cooked rice. That way I know when I do my macros at the end exactly what I have. I'm going to put my chicken on top. Remember, we started off with 2 chicken thighs. Each chicken thigh was roughly 200 grams of raw weight. So that will end up being about 150 grams of cooked weight. This is important for you to know because of your macros at the end of this recipe. Next, I'm going to bring over my onions and peppers from the stove and put them on top. The vegetables, I don't count towards my macros because there's not that much in it. You saw we added very little oil, very little anything. These I just call it, freebies, free filler, basically. So vegetables, I don't count towards macros at all. So that's it. I mean, that's basically the burrito bowl in itself. So you can see how easy it was. Now for salsas, you can add on the side, sour cream on the side. You can see the macros on the top left, and then that's it. That's basically it. So thank you so much. Love you guys. Till next time, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit like. Leave me a comment. Bye.